Good morning, parents, friends, distinguished faculty, staff, and most importantly, the graduates of the class of 2011. Pokemon cards, Beanie Babies, Rugrats, Legends of the Hidden Temple, NSYNC, Walkman, the sound of a dial-up modem, Super Nintendo, AOL, Rocket Power, Pluto the Planet, One Saturday Morning, the Spice Girls, Power Rangers, Pogs, Razor scooters, VHS tapes and VCRs, Squeeze-Its, Hey Arnold, Bill Nye the Science Guy, Tamagotchis. What defines us? What is our legacy? We all strive to stand out, but what actually differentiates us from the classes that preceded us or from those that will follow? Maybe we're collectively smarter, more ambitious, and destined for greatness, a class that will carry Lehigh University into the highest ranks of prestige, honor, and acclaim. Or perhaps, by that very same token, we're the runt of Lehigh's litter, the black sheep, a graduating class that will be conveniently forgotten as she attempts to regain her footing. Or, more realistically, we will graduate along the same lines as past graduates and those forthcoming alike. We'll all have similar stories to tell. Of course, we've been fortunate enough to experience some memorable occasions, like 2 actual snow days, which is fate's way of getting back at Lehigh for 4 years of classes on Labor Day, and Columbus Day, and Martin Luther King Day. We've seen the construction of the STEPS building, which houses classrooms for the environmental studies, strategically, albeit ironically, positioned on our last remaining section of lawn. We all share a collective fear of Dodge Chargers, and chances are slim that any of you graduates will ever purchase one. We can appreciate the rejuvenating effect that a 16-year-old Miley Cyrus's Party in the USA has on a frat party. Thanks to Trax, we've lost all reservations about entering an unmarked van at 3 a.m. And we all welcome the chance not to have to wear sandals in the shower anymore. Last summer, I held an internship at Fox Television in Los Angeles. Down the hall to my left was Kevin Riley's office, president of the network. Diagonally behind me was Mike Darnell, president of Alternative Entertainment and the man responsible for American Idol. And directly in front of me was the office of Peter Rice, chairman of Fox. So what did that mean for me? Actually, it pretty much meant that I could never go on Facebook at work. But more importantly, when I realized where I was, I figured this would be a perfect opportunity to mimic what these wildly successful people have done and, in turn, begin my own ascension to my rightful post as chairman of a major television network. I figured that if I could learn to think like one of these guys, to make decisions like him, to like what he likes, to speak like him and walk like him, if I could find out what brand his pants were and buy them immediately, that I would be golden. However, my immediate boss at the time let me in on an even more important piece of advice. No one is going to notice me if I'm simply imitating someone else, if I'm just a copy and the original is right there. Kevin Riley already exists. There's really no point in me trying to be him too. Instead, think about what got him to where he is today. Was he simply parroting his superiors? Chances are his success came as the result of, among everything else, a clear and distinct sense of self and capitalizing on his personal strengths. Sure, we'll all make mistakes, but if our decisions come from within and uniquely represent ourselves, then we can have all the more ownership in our successes. Whether you've realized it or not, we all have something unique to offer. As I began this speech, I wheeled off about 20 seemingly trivial and random instances from our childhoods that have collectively helped shape and define our generation. And while I'm sure our parents have heard of plenty of those examples, since they were kind enough to open their hearts and their wallets so that we could enjoy them, I doubt many parents in the audience would ever grasp the profound fear that came from watching Are You Afraid of the Dark? Or that they'll ever understand certain subtleties, like the fact that they don't need to sign their names at the end of their text messages. So when thinking, how could we possibly be distinguished? How could we stand out among everyone else? Consider that perhaps our experiences aren't so common. Just since we've been at college, we've experienced a recession and seen America and the world bouncing back. We've elected Barack Obama, America's first black president. We've seen the US go digital and high def. We've survived a swine flu pandemic, a bird flu pandemic, and even the end of the world this past Saturday. We said goodbye to the king of pop, Polaroid cameras, and the original Four Loko. We have universal health care-ish. It may not seem like it, but we're a dynamic generation with plenty of differentiable qualities. I'm honored and humbled by the men and women that sit before me, because the potential is palpable. Your motivation and ambition and intelligence and resiliency and experiences are inspiring. Sitting among you are 1,276 of the most elite students in the world. We come from 33 countries, 45 states, China, Australia, New Jersey, honestly. The class of 2011 has thrived on campus and has represented our prestigious institution well to our alumni, community, country, and the world. So as you now prepare to enter what we affectionately refer to as the real world, remember, when you encounter someone who seems to have it all, it's okay to appreciate their success, but consider too that nothing will get you further than being yourself. Congratulations, graduates.
Thank you, Brian, and good luck with your future endeavors.